Hey everybody, Richard Drummond here again, Artificial Lawyer TV, doing another product walkthrough. In fact, we're doing another product walkthrough with LawVu. To take us through a new aspect is Charlie again, who you may remember took us through matter management. Today, we're looking at intake. Hey Charlie, good to have you on the show.
Hey, Richard. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, let's get into it. As with last time, Charlie will give a bit of an intro to law, then he'll take you through the intake process. I'll come back at the end to ask a couple of practical questions, but otherwise, please, Charlie, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. Yeah, so today we're going to look at intake within LawVu. Just for the uninitiated, I'm sharing a slide here about LawVu itself. So LawVu is a cloud-based legal workspace designed specifically for in-house legal teams. And what we're looking at here are some of the features that LawVu offers. Companies often have something for intake matters, contract, and spend, and you can buy separate tools for these. But obviously that leads to its own challenges like data silos, inefficiency, and a lack of transparency. LawVu, in the right-hand side here, solves for these by combining these features into one place with analytics and reporting features and embedded AI enhancing the user experience. So looking at intake capabilities, which means how LawVu manages and triages requests for the legal team to help business users. What information do users need to fill out, and how do these business users submit these requests? That's what intake is. And this slide just shows how LawVu solves the common challenges, such as centralizing these requests, ensuring certain information is provided up front, and increasing visibility. So at the moment, I'm in the LawVu Hub, or the homepage, which is our legal workspace, which is where a member of the legal team lands upon logging in. Very popular with our customers is a central view of all the data that is housed somewhere in LawVu surfaced up to this landing page. So the data is coming from, among other places, the matters repository, which is what we're looking at here. And this lists all the matters that I have access to. I'll come back to this in a moment. But you can view select matters on the hub, favorite and recent matters, and data from these matters can appear in your action items here and in your planner. If I scroll down a little bit here, you'll see a list for intake, or a view of intake matters. What these are essentially requests made by the business user and submitted through the business portal, which if I just quickly bring up, which I'm showing here, and we'll dig into this in a little bit more depth. Requests are made from the business portal, end up in this intake queue here. And I've chosen to surface this intake queue list up to the hub so I can keep an eye on it. So let's take a closer look at that intake queue. So I'm going into it through the repository here and the intake. We've got 27 matters in here. You can see the same list again that we looked at on the hub, with a few more data points. Just a level set, think of matters as any request made of the legal team or anything that requires legal involvement, a task or a deliverable that needs to be completed by the in-house legal team. And here we have a few more data points, including the name of the matter type, and the matter creator, the person who created this matter, who submitted the matter to the legal team. And on the right-hand side here, we've got this matter manager. This is the person directly responsible for managing the request. And since the matter management column here lists LawVu demo intake queue, it simply means that the manager has not yet been assigned. You can set up your matters so that when they're generated, depending on the matter type, they're automatically assigned to an individual or to a team. So a claims matter, for example, will go to the claims team. A breach of contracts or contract request would go to the contracts team. And say advice, since it's more broad, they would go to the intake queue. So you can set it up that way. And the challenge that we're addressing here is that the legal teams get so many requests from the business, they have so much work going on, that they need help centralizing those requests, tracking them and assigning them, and then ultimately engaging with the business over time. Just finally here on this intake queue, we've got this little sparkle next to the matter manager. And this is just the ability to use AI to suggest matter. And finally, just on the matter management column, we've got a sparkle next to it, which just means that AI is available. And it's using AI here to suggest a matter manager based on the type of matter, the department, or the region, just in case you don't know who to assign it to. So before we look a bit more closely at the business portal, there are other ways that the legal team will receive requests. Firstly, a member of the legal team can create a matter themselves using the plus create icon at the top here that we're looking at. You can also generate matters directly from an email. You can add 2 matters that have already been generated, and anytime an email is responded to or forwarded on, it would automatically be saved into the relevant matter in LawVu. So the way this works is that, let's assume I'm working in the legal team and I received this email here requesting that I open up a matter. So I open up the LawVu panel, the add-in on the right-hand side here, and I'll select plus new, and I'll select a matter. I'll give it a matter name, and I'll select the matter type. The matter types are set up in the back end of LawVu and determine what data points are input into a particular matter. So each matter has its own data points. And for example, an advice matter type will have different data points to, for example, a contract request. You'll see different data points here below for contract requests, or for certificate of insurance, for example. You'll see different data points here. Okay. So I choose my matter type and I enter the relevant details here. And down at the bottom here, I have a save option. And if I check save email, what this is going to do is going to save all the emails, replies, and forwards directly into LawVu. So when I look at a matter, let's just look at this matter where it's been done, you can see the original email and the response to the email, the original email, automatically saved into LawVu. So this was the original email, new matter, please add file, and then I've got done, thank you. Okay. So that's Outlook. And now let's look at the primary way that matters come into the system, and that is through the business portal. So we had a quick glance at this a moment ago. And what we're looking at here is the ability for business users to submit requests directly to the legal team. Depending on the matter type, it will be routed either to the intake queue or to the relevant team. If I click on Get Help from Legal here, what this does is it brings up this form for me to fill out. And if I fill these out and I select Next, the matter manager here is going to automatically, and if I click Next, the matter manager here is automatically going to be selected as the intake queue. So this particular Get Help from Legal matter is going to go directly into the intake queue. The other thing you can do from here, from the portal, is enable your business users to use a self-service tool. So they can generate commonly requested contracts and documents such as NDAs or MSAs. So if I scroll down a little bit here to template agreements and I highlight NDA, and I click on that, this form opens up. And if I click next, I'll just fill out a few fields here, which I've done in advance. And if I click on Next, create contract record, the NDA is going to be completed, just populated with those fields that I entered in the create form. So here's my NDA that's coming up. I've just got a few things that have been populated already, like the other party, the name of the party, and the date. A couple of other things here on the portal. As a business user, I can keep track of all my requests through the My Work tab up on the top right-hand corner. I can see, for example, for matters, which is this tab here, I can see the date it was created, the state, the ID, the matter type it is, the name of the matter. And if I click on the matter itself, it opens up a panel on the right-hand side. And I can communicate directly with members of the legal team who are working on the matter. You can see here, for example, I've got 3 conversations in the go. One is private, just with Jack. One is general for everyone who's working on it. And one is with the legal team, where I'm just asking them here, please give me an update. So once a matter is generated, it appears in the intake queue. We've already looked at this and we won't spend any more time on this. If you want more details on matter management and what you can do with matters, that is the subject of another walkthrough. So please do take a look at that. The last thing I would just want to show you here, the reports. And we're looking at a matters report here. set up by year, 2024 in this case, and I can see total matters by year. I can see the change in the amount of matters year by year. I can see the matters by status, active and complete, matters by status over time, matters by type. Just here on the right, I can see matters by source, and this is telling me which matter, where the matters are generated, how they're generated. So I can see here 3 have been generated through Outlook. I've got 21 that have been generated internally by the legal team. And this top one, this 74, is those matters that have been generated through the business portal. If I highlight on the business portal, I can drill through and I can see the list of those 74 matters. So I can see the name of the matter, the status of it, the owner, the person who created the matter, and the matter manager. So if I just want to dig into a little bit more about those matters, who created them through the business portal, I can do that through here. So that completes my walkthrough for intake today. Richard, I hope that was helpful for everybody.
Fantastic. Thanks, Charlie. And yeah, as mentioned, this is the second walkthrough of LawVu. You will see on the ALTV channel, also on Artificial Lawyer, if you search for Law, there is an earlier product walkthrough showing matter management also with Charlie. Just in terms of questions, I'll ask the same questions pretty much that I did last time, just to kind of refresh people's minds. So in terms of bringing this into an in-house legal team, what do people have to do to get this set up?
Yeah, not much. Some teams running up in a matter of days. It really depends on the level of complexity you need to support your business and workflows. Key part of the setup is the field, the data capture configuration for the matter types. So we have out of the box options, and our team will help you figure out what you need for each matter type. That's what the customers care about most. But it's easy to configure, easy to change over time, and you can up and running within, a week. But most people about 90 days when they're utilizing it most effectively.
Gotcha. And in terms of pricing, again, we mentioned this last time, but just to remind people broadly, how does it work?
Yeah, pricing is based on an annual subscription, scales with the number of legal team members actively using the platform. So it varies, but it's worth noting that the matter management plan includes intake, which we've been looking at, and a lot of other stuff out of the box: document management, embedded document comparison, AI assisted features. We looked at one of those today, and unlimited access for the business to submit requests and collaborate. So we looked at the business portal today, and full support as well.
Fantastic. And the last question, just because obviously it's a global website and that you are a global product, just to remind everybody that this is for the whole world. This isn't for any particular market.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. We've got customers all over in every continent of the world, and most of the continents anyway, in a lot of different countries. And we've got support teams that work 24/7 to help all our customers as well.
Fantastic. Thanks, Charlie. And if you do want to know more, go through to the links connected to this particular video, or contact LawVu directly. But that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Thanks, Richard.